Tough Player of the Week show, celebrating the very best and brightest stars of Texas high school football for Week 9 of the 2025 Texas high school football season. I'm Greg Tepper, editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Ashley Pickle is off this week. We once again have an unbelievable slate of performers to talk about in the Week 9 edition of the Built for Tough Player of the Week. As the weather cools off and as the games get more and more important, we have got performers who are stepping up to the plate, and that includes our private school Built for Tough Player of the Week winner. We go to Lubbock Christian to talk about their senior running back and linebacker, Day Atkins, in a performance for the ages against Covenant Christian. He ran for 266 yards and 5 touchdowns, also added 3 sacks and a tackle for loss on the defensive side. Get this, he is the team's leading rusher and tackler, and just in the last 2 games alone, he has run for 523 yards and 8 scores. What a playmaker he is for Lubbock Christian, and his reward was not just being the Built for Tough Player of the Week, but also an interview with Mallory Hartley.
Day, you're the leading rusher and the leading tackler, and you're involved in so many other things off the football field. How do you maintain or balance it all?
I say it's really just a mindset. You can put anything you put your mind to, you can do. So I say it's really just a mindset thing.
Big performance last week. Give me a little bit of insight as to what motivated you.
Just knowing what they're going to do, following the scouting report, trusting the coaches, trusting what they're going to call, just things like that.
You're a senior this year. Tell me a little bit about how important that senior leadership is to you and to hopefully find another state championship to be a part of.
Being a senior leader, it's kind of a not tough role, but a fun role because you got to know what to do, be an example or representation for the younger players as they look up to you. So you just got to make sure you're doing the right thing every single moment.
Coach, this week you're leading rusher and your leading tackler, which all happen to be the same person win the Built for Tough Private School Player of the Week award. In your own words, why did Day deserve to win this award this week?
Yeah, he's the star. He's special in every sense of the word, and I think the fun part is we're finally getting to see, and he's getting to see the fruit of all the work he's put in. And so to see him take over a game on both sides of the ball, and truly put ourselves in a position to get a big district win, I mean, that's important on an individual sense. You're proud of him on a personal sense. And then also as a team and as a program, I mean, he is helping advance the program to new heights and to an elite season because of the fruit of his work. So it is so fun to get to celebrate him.
And Day's been a part of this program for many years now. I mean, he's been a part of the Final Four runs, the state championship run. Where have you seen the most growth in his development?
I could go a long time on this answer here. The most growth has truly taken place off the field. He's always been bought in. Yes, sir. No, sir. We've got a great relationship. And so I can challenge him. I can coach him hard. And he's always taken it well. He's got great football IQ. And so again, playing offense and defense, that helps. But to be able to put himself and his teammates in a great position in the huddles, pre-snap, situational awareness, he's always been great. But off the field, seeing him grow as a young man, as a man of character, as a man who takes care of his business, that has been the true joy. And sometimes as a coach, you don't even get to see that. You don't get to see the light switch moment for some of those kids. And to see Day go from becoming a kid to being a great young man, that's been a true joy and really why you get in the profession.
Man, he sounds like every coach's dream right there, right?
That's right.
I love it. Well, Coach, congratulations on this and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to Day Atkins, our Built for Tough Player of the Week in the private schools for Week 9. On to Class 2A, where it's small schools but big performances, and that is the case out east as West Sabine running back Jacoby Harris brought home the Built for Tough Player of the Week for his performance in their win over Evadale. He carried the ball for 240 yards and 5 touchdowns, and that's impressive until you consider he only had 14 carries. That's 17 yards a carry. He also added 65 yards and a touchdown as a receiver, and oh yeah, just for fun, picked off a pass as a defender. He has scored in 12 of his last 22 touches over the last 2 games. Jacoby Harris has been absolutely unstoppable, and nobody could stop him from talking with Mallory Hartley.
Unbelievable performance you had on Friday night. You dominated in all 3 phases of the game. What motivated you throughout the night?
Really just trying to score every play and trying to get the team to where we need to be for playoffs.
And playoffs are coming up here in just a couple of weeks. Tell me a little bit about your team chemistry and what you guys are working on towards heading into the playoffs.
Well, we got a lot of team chemistry. Everybody be talking to each other, telling us what to watch and what not to watch. And we're really just working on the little things, talking more.
When you become a senior, it feels like that senior leadership becomes just a little bit more important. Tell me in which ways that you have grown in your leadership role.
Like the years before this, I didn't really talk a lot. I was just doing my job and not talking a lot. But now I'm telling people where to go and what to watch and what to do.
How did you find out that you were going to be honored with the Built Ford Tough 2A Player of the Week?
I didn't. At first, I thought I was in trouble. And then I went back out the doors and everybody started clapping. That's how I found out.
What does this type of award mean to you and your future career?
It means a lot. Not too many people get it, so I'm glad to be one of those that got it.
Coach Bragg, Jacoby Harris put up an unbelievable performance on Friday night and scored in a lot of different ways and also came up big on the defensive side and special teams. Talk about what it means to you to have a player so special like Jacoby.
Jacoby, he's an all-around player, just like you said. We use him in all 3 phases of the game, from offense, defense, to special teams. And he's just a really good kid. He does it with a smile on his face, and he's always quiet. He's yes sir, no sir, and he just does what's best. And we're proud of him this year. He's normally the quiet kid, but he's been more of a vocal leader for us this year. And when he speaks, it really gets all the other kids' attention. Sometimes that they listen to him a little bit more than us. So that's good. We're really proud of him, the way he's progressed in his vocal leadership this year.
And then, Coach, finally, when you take a look at this award, a lot of people like to say that, it's not an individual award, but essentially it's a team award. Tell me a little bit about how you want this to kind of be portrayed to the rest of your team moving forward.
Well, you said it correctly. That's one thing we told our guys. We kind of told the other guys before we told Jacoby, when we made the announcement to Jacoby, and let them know it wasn't a team award. He did win the award, but without them other guys, especially the offensive line, we always got to give our offensive line credit because they set up everything. So we're really proud of them. And I was just proud as the team. Everybody was celebrating. They was proud for Jacoby to get it. It wouldn't know dang, I wish I would have got it this day. They was, it was really a team award that we received. And, for us getting ready for the playoffs, that's what we told him. That's what we got to do. We win as a team, and that's what we got to do. Everybody plays for each other, and we all succeed together. So he just got the award, but he would not have received it without you guys, especially you for Hogs up front. So we was really proud of where the team celebrated the team award that Jacoby won.
Absolutely. Coach, thanks for the time and congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Congratulations again to Jacoby Harris of West Sabine, the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week in Class 2A. We are just getting the party started here on the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week show, but you're wondering, where's your invite, right? How can you be a part of the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week show? Well, I've got great news for you. Go to FordPlayerOfTheWeek.com/nominate to nominate your gridiron hero for excellence on and off the field. We need your help to help pick the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week. Go to FordPlayerOfTheWeek.com/nominate to nominate your favorite player. After the break, the Class 4A and 3A winner, if you stay with us.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in
Welcome back to the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week show. On to Class 3A, and let's go west, way out west, to one of my all-time favorite places in Texas, Alpine America, where you will find quarterback and defensive back Daedric Hardwick, who came up aces into their win over Anthony. He threw for 251 yards and 4 touchdowns and picked off 4 passes defensively, including returning one of them for a touchdown. Yeah, that's right. He accounted for all 5 touchdowns in the Bucs win over Anthony. He's also a team captain. And oh, by the way, when he's not on the gridiron, he's tearing it up on the hardwood. He was District 3A basketball MVP this past season. He can do a little bit of everything, including talk with Mallory Hartley.
What motivated you to have such a strong performance on Friday night?
I just go into every game with the same mentality. Just go out there and try and kill everybody out there. Sorry if that was explicit, but.
And then you're a senior this year, so tell me a little bit about your senior leadership and what that means to you and the rest of the team.
It means a lot to me. I just try to go out there, lead by example, make sure to pick up everybody around me.
Coach, an unbelievable performance by Daedric last Friday night to shut out Anthony 35-0. As a coach, watching him contribute in such a big way, I mean, he hardly comes off the field. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. He's done that for the last few years since he's been playing for us. You know, he played corner last year. He's very versatile. Played free safety this year. You know, he played wide receiver and received for 1,000 yards last year. And now, you know, he was kind of thrust into the spotlight this year and had to be our quarterback. So he's a team player. He works hard. He's coachable. He doesn't say much. He just kind of leads by example and just does, you know, he's like a coach's dream pretty much.
Tell me about some of the things that he's involved in off the field that make him who he is today.
You know, we never have to worry about grades. You know, he's an AB student. He also, like, the kids look up to him. A lot of our kids look up to him from freshmen all the way up. And I do know for a fact that junior high kids, you know, when I have a chance to go out there and coach some junior high kids, they look up to him as well. So he means a lot to us and our program overall, because he also is also a phenomenal basketball player.
Coach, thanks for the time. Congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that.
Congratulations again to Daedric Hardwick, the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week in Class 3A. Let's move on up to Class 4A and go to the greater DFW Metroplex, where it was Kennedale running back and defensive back Riley Bingham who brought home the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week award for Week 9. In their win over Ranchview, 48-21, he was a dominant rusher. 32 carries, 319 yards, and 6 touchdowns on the ground. That's only part of the story, because on the other side of the ball, he had 6 tackles and 2 interceptions. And when you take into the fact that he was able to take those 2 interceptions back for 107 return yards, he really flipped the field in a variety of different ways. He was basically one of the most impressive players we've seen in Texas high school football. Equally impressive was his interview with Mallory Hartley.
Coach said you continuously make huge impacts on both sides of the ball. I'm curious, which side of the ball do you like to play better? More, I guess.
Definitely offense. Definitely offense.
Why?
Like, I feel like you're more in control. Defense is more like you got to react, kind of know what you're doing. Offense is more, I get to choose. You have to react.
Well, and to have the opportunity to play both ways, you know, not every kid gets that opportunity. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. I'm very appreciative of it. I know how football is. Like, you get a chance. I'm getting 2 chances. I do really appreciate that.
Coach, you and I were on the phone yesterday trying to set up this interview, and you told me that you haven't had a Built Ford Tough winner in quite a few years. And this year, Riley gets to take home that award. What does that mean to you?
Well, we're certainly appreciative and I'm proud that he has an opportunity to receive the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week, and it's certainly exciting. Our last one was in 2014, so that's been too long, Mallory.
It's about time.
Yeah, we're glad that Riley has the opportunity to do this, to experience this, and we're all very excited.
And you told me that he's one of the most dynamic two-way players in the state of Texas. What makes him a special player in your eyes to you?
Well, there's several things. First of all, the willingness to play both sides of the ball. There's in this day and age, a lot of times that's not the case, and so being able to play offense and defense, and then also, I think at one point in one of our games, he played over 90 snaps. So you combine the stamina, the endurance, and then able to do certain things that maybe a lot of others can't. Then that makes him a special player.
And what kinds of things is Riley involved in off the field that maybe the fans or the stat sheet don't show?
Well, I think he has a good relationship with not only his teammates, but outside of our team. Mallory, there's a lot of people that he's close with, that he gets to visit with, gets to talk to a lot of other players from other schools, and they change. And of course, I'm sure they're comparing stats and things like that. But he's an outgoing kid, and he's very. I'm not going to say he's a social butterfly, but he's out there with all the things that are going on right now. So he stays in contact with a lot of people.
Well, Coach Barrett, we appreciate the time and good luck the rest of the way.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.
And congratulations again to Riley Bingham, our Built for Tough Player of the Week in Class 4A. We are still rolling here on the Built for Tough Player of the Week show, but after the break, a very special look back at one of the all-time greats to win the Built for Tough Player of the Week. You might recognize him from being one of the best defenders in the NFL. Stay with us.
In Texas, high school football is more than a game. It's a legacy. From small towns to powerhouse programs, Friday nights showcase the best talent in the nation. At texasfootball.com/recruiting, we cover the stars of today and tomorrow with trusted rankings, in-depth analysis, weekly podcasts, and live commitment announcements, because this is where legends begin.
We're back on the Built for Tough Player of the Week show. I'm Greg Tepper. So this is the 20th anniversary of the Built for Tough Player of the Week, and as a way to celebrate, it gives us an opportunity to look back at some of the all-time great players to bring home this prestigious award. And when you talk about defenders from the state of Texas, you've got to talk about Myles Garrett, who was an absolute menace at Arlington Martin. He brought home the Built for Tough Player of the Week back in 2013 with an unbelievable senior season. 88 tackles, 39 tackles for loss, and 20 and a half sacks. Absolutely spectacular. It was then on to Texas A&M, where he was a wrecking crew member and absolutely brought the hurt with his defense. Then all he did was go first overall in the 2017 NFL Draft, a two-time first All-SEC player, a four-time All-Pro, and the 2023 Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL. He's put together a star-studded career, but he got his start as the Built for Tough Player of the Week way back in 2013. We are still rolling on the Built for Tough Player of the Week show. After the break, the Class 5A and 6A Players of the Week. Stay with us.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Welcome back to the Built for Tough Player of the Week show. On to Class 5A, and in Week 9, there was no more dominant player than Aledo wide receiver Caden Finley, who caught 7 passes for 169 yards and 3 touchdowns in their dominant district win over Richland. That was career touchdown catch number 42 for him, which sets a school record for career touchdown receptions, which at Aledo is certainly saying something. Get this, in his last 3 games, he's caught 587 yards and 9 touchdowns worth of passes. Not bad for the Notre Dame commit, and he made some time for Mallory Hartley.
Caden, you passed JoJo Earl's record set at Aledo High School for most touchdown receptions in a career setting. Man, what does that mean to you? Talk me through what the feeling and the emotions were like.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. Just everything, especially for these coaches and my team. I really couldn't do without them. So first, I just want to give a thank you to all of them. But at first, I didn't really know that, I had broke the school record for touchdowns. So I think it was Monday or Tuesday at practice.
Coach had called me up in like this huddle. We were in a team huddle, and he called me to the front. I was kind of nervous, but then he had told me, and it was just like I was just so excited because like all the work and all the hours paid off, and it's just cool to see some accomplishments. But yeah.
So coach told you that on Monday, and then I'm guessing yesterday you got word that you were being honored with the Built Ford Tough 5A Player of the Week award.
I told my parents, and it was just crazy. Like I'm very grateful.
It's been a very big week for you.
Yes, ma'am, it has indeed.
What was your initial reaction when you found out you were being honored with this award?
Like my mom had sent me the text, so I had to reread it. So I read the text about 3 or 4 times, but I was so excited. Like I don't know, it's just an infinite mood booster. It was great.
You were at Aledo, obviously, as the offensive coordinator when JoJo Earl broke the Aledo high school football history record for the most touchdown receptions. And now you're the head coach and you watch Caden Finley do that. What does that mean to you to be able to see this all unfold?
Yeah, it means, number one, we've had some really good football players. JoJo was a great high school football player. Of course, Caden is as well. And it also shows that our offense over the years has changed. Before I became the offensive coordinator, we were pretty much all run. And that was one of the problems when I went to Coach Buchanan and said, hey, look, I want to call the plays. He said, what are you going to do different? I said, we're going to throw the ball more. So I think that shows that we have, in the last 15, 16 years, concentrated on throwing the football more. And we've been lucky enough to have some really good receivers, and Caden's one of those good receivers that we've had.
And Coach, finally, Caden being a 4-year varsity starter, where have you seen the most growth maybe in his game?
Man, he's just gotten better and better each year. He's grown into a man, basically. He was a 14-year-old kid when he was a freshman here. So just the maturity and the growing, it's going to be really strange next year when he's not around, because he's been here for 4 years. It feels like he's a part of the coaching staff now. It's going to be a little bit different around here without having Caden around next year. But we got 8 more games ahead of us, and we're planning on him doing great things in those next 8 games.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate the time. Congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
And congratulations again to Caden Finley of Aledo, our Built Ford Tough Player of the Week in Class 5A. On to Class 6A, where finally we can give some love to the big fellas. Let's talk about North Crowley offensive lineman John Turntine III, our Built Ford Tough Player of the Week in Class 6A. In their win over Boswell, 69-17, he was part of an absolute menacing performance by this offensive line, scoring 69 points and 651 yards of total offense. This is a North Crowley team that won the 6A Division I state championship last year, in large part thanks to their spectacular offensive line led by John Turntine III. North Crowley 7-1 and looking good heading into the playoffs. Also looking good, talking with Mallory Hartley.
John, I told Coach this, but you're our first offensive lineman to win the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week award this year. Man, what is that feeling like, and what does that mean to you?
I'm very appreciative of winning it, and it's just a blessing, really, to just see that, linemen don't get credit, so just to have this little bit, it's just fun, blessing.
Man, you're kind of at the forefront of one of the most high-powered offensive attacks in the entire state of Texas. What does that mean to you to be able to kind of lead up front? It all starts up front. What does that mean to you to kind of lead your team that way?
It just puts me in a position to just, lead my teammates, and just show me that I got to do more than just be like average, I guess. Just keeps pushing me and keeps telling me, do more. It's really just another day, and nothing special, but I just do everything just to push myself and get the best effort I got.
Just another day at the office, right?
Yeah, basically.
Well, and you've been at North Crowley for 4 years now. You're a senior here. What's been the biggest improvement that you've been able to show in your game from your freshman year to your senior year?
I would say my confidence has definitely went up. When I came here, I wasn't so confident in myself and just playing football-wise, but like being here, you have to have like that some type of just like swagger about yourself, and you have to be confident in what you do and how you do it. So definitely my confidence.
Coach, John is the first offensive lineman to win the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week award in this season. And I know that he powers y'all's offense up front. What has that meant for you and the team this season and even in previous years?
Well, we're definitely honored, and we're excited for John and all the hard work that he has put in this year. And, since he stepped foot, on our high school campus as a freshman, he was part of that first class 4 years ago to be an incoming freshman here. And I just remember looking across the field one day in the summer workouts and wondering who this big freshman was. And, went over and met him, shook his hand and started talking to him. And, we found out, in a short amount of time that his future was going to be bright here at North Crowley. And, it's crazy how fast 4 years goes by, and you look at him now and the young man he's become over those 4 years of being here. He's grown tremendously, and we're just super proud of John and everything he's done.
From that first snap of football that you got to see with your own 2 eyes to now, what's been the biggest improvement you've seen?
Well, I think with John, he's consistent in everything that he does. And just the person that he is, he's elite on the football field. He's elite in the classroom. He's elite in our community. Whenever you have John Turntine and you have his time, you're going to get the best of him. And because of that, he's been able to accelerate his growth over the course of time that he's been here. And that's a unique quality to have. So just his consistency speaks volumes for us, and we often brag about that when it comes to him.
That's perfect. Well, Coach, appreciate the time. Congratulations, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to John Turntine III, the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week for Class 6A. But that's just part of the story here, because it is now on to Week 10. 2 weeks left in the Texas High School football regular season. Let's take a look at our Built Ford Tough games to watch in Class 6A. Galena Park North Shore taking on C.E. King in an East Houston rivalry game for the 23-6A match title. Angleton taking on LaPorte in a district championship game. Big matchup for Angleton, an opportunity to prove themselves on the big stage. Springtown looking for their first undefeated regular season in quite some time as they welcome in Decatur. It's an East Texas slugfest as Gladewater takes on Atlanta and a bunch of young stars there, including sophomore wide receiver C.J. Whaley. Up in the Panhandle, Wellington taking on Wheeler in a big game up there in the Panhandle in 2A. And finally in the private school ranks to Fort Worth we go. All Saints takes on Fort Worth Christian in a must-see matchup. That's going to do it here for us on the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week show. We so appreciate you spending part of your day with us. Congratulations to all the winners. Remember, go to FordPlayerOfTheWeek.com/nominate to nominate your gridiron hero for excellence on and off the field. For our producer, Blaine Tatum, I'm Greg Tepper. We'll see you next week on the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week show.